level. I don't know what it is, but it's competitive. It's great. It's like a sporting event now. So I'm hoping that rolls in here with us, that attitude rolls in here with us. Because if you can get these people passionate and competing against you for who can make each one smile the most, get the loudest, then you're in for hell of a fight here. I like that. So, yes, sir.
How do you see are you seeing any kind of difference in crowds between now and 17, 18 years ago in terms of either energy? Maybe you can speak to the demographics as well, please.
Sure. And your name?
Jeff Rems, Country Standard Time.
I can tell you this, that before, it was just your people that came to see you. So now what you're hoping when you come back out, I was telling Chris, you hope that these people come back to see you. And so you're hoping you'll see faces you recognize. But then Ticketmaster sends you this statistic saying that 43 to 48% of the ticket buyers were 10 years old, not even more.
Yeah.
So half the arena are these faces you've never seen before. The biggest difference in the crowds have been the way they sing. Used to, Ireland had the copyright on and the patent on singing. You could start a song, one word, and here they come. But now, I don't know if it's karaoke. I don't know. I think people are less intimidated to sing or not sing, however you look at that. And they're just sitting their butts off. But what gets me is you're looking at a kid. We stopped the show in Atlanta because there was a young girl over here that had a T-shirt on, a Garth shirt that was older than she was. And I called her out on it. I said, I know that shirt, but it was my dad's. But she knew every word to every verse to every song, which is pretty sweet. So that's the biggest difference for me in crowds, is how loud they'll sing. Hopefully, I'm hoping I'm not jinxing it. Hoping tonight they'll do that. And then the biggest difference in touring has to be the show. You talk to anybody that does this for a living, they'll tell you the 2 or 3 hours on stage is great. The other 20 hours, you got to find a way to kill it. Well, the other 20 hours spent with your best friend. So now it's making everything just really sweet. This is the easiest, most fun tour we've ever been on. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Oh, hi, Carolyn from Huntington.
Hi, Miss Carolyn.
So now that you're here in Boston for a few days, is there anything on your bucket list that you'd like to do while you're here?
Wow, bucket list. That's a big burden to go on a lot of this tour. I see it on Twitter and stuff. I don't know how 15-year-old kids have bucket lists. Because I thought they were for older people.
Yeah.
But my bucket list, I really don't have one. I would like to think of something that I haven't done that I want to do. I can't think what it is. I will say to get to do it again would be nice, and I'm kind of getting to do that. But no, as far as Boston, Miss Sherwood knows this place inside and out, so we'll go around and they can show all the cool places. She did that cancer 3-day walk in Boston here about 4 or 5 years ago, and she's got all the pictures of it. Even coming in from the airport, she recognized the places that she knows. So she's going to show me around. Yes,
Hi, Ben from RomansRocket.com.
Hey,
How do you feel country music has changed now, like versus like when you first started the music scene?
Well, country music is always influenced by other musics. So when we came out in the early 90s, there were influences of George Strait, Haggard, Whitley, and Chris LeDoux. On top of those influences were influences of Queen, Dan Fogelberg, Billy Joel, these kind of things. So it only makes sense today that the music is influenced by past country artists, but it's also influenced by guys like Bruno Mars, Pink, Adele, all these things. So I think you're going to get a little more of a, I don't even know how to call it, a lot more, there's a lot more drum tracks, a lot more digital stuff in country music that you'd have never found before. Before, we just got with click tracks, or the industry got with click tracks, and thought that was cool and hip. Well, now there's loops, all kinds of things, and all kinds of music have. So the barriers and bridges keep coming down between the things. And my thing is just find what you like. That's what music's always been. So anybody condemning the new sound of country music is, hey, find what you like, stay with it, and what you don't like, let go. There's plenty to choose from out there, for sure. Yes, ma'am.
I'm Carly from 101.7 The Bull.
Hey, Carly.
So you've recently joined Facebook and Twitter.
Yes, ma'am.
Is it all that you expected it to be, and what do you think of being on social media?
Yeah, in fact, it's cooler than I thought it was going to be, because one, they let you do your thing at your own pace, which I didn't think was a deal. I thought I had to do this, I had to do that. But they kind of just let you do your own thing when you're ready to do it. I am still trying to figure out where that line is between what I should share and what I shouldn't, like everybody is, I guess. And everybody has their own different line, so you pick what works for you and what doesn't. So just trying to figure that out. And, I know this is going to sound crazy, but I love making mistakes. Because how else are you going to learn? So you just try things. You try everything. And see what happens. And so far on social media, the only regret I have is not getting into it sooner. It's really cool. But with that said, up till August of last year, I was a full-time dad. So I didn't have anything to share that I thought was mine to share. My children's lives are their lives, and they'll decide whether they want to share it or not. But after August, I got to open up and get to talk about touring with your best friend. You get to talk about playing music. I can do that all day long, and I like sharing that stuff. Yes, sir.
Just levity law. You've been referred to as the man that's made country cool. What is it about your style of music that you personally think has been able to reach out and grasp so many people?
Very sweet. What's your name, sir?
Jess.
Jess. Well, first of all, I don't agree with the opening statement, but thank you. The guy that made country cool for me was probably Haggard and Jones. Ledoux made touring really cool. There's a lot of people that say, hey, you see these young artists because they're doing your show out there, and I said, wait a minute, it ain't mine. I stole mine from Chris Ledoux. I don't know who he stole his from. So it's always handed down. If there was a reason why things have gone so well for us, and now, thank God, are starting up again, it's because of the music. That'd be a great answer. Because I don't think it's about this guy. Because, you're not 120 pounds, and you don't have a lot of hair and stuff like that, so I don't see the attraction for it. So I'm hoping it's the music. Because the truth is, 50 years from now, if I had a choice to remember who Garth Brooks was, or they know what the dance is? I hope they know what the dance is, because that's the importance. Maybe sense. Yes, ma'am.
So there's a certain number of songs that you have to do to get out of the building alive. So after you put those songs aside, how do you go about crafting the set list and including stuff from Man Against Machine and maybe just the songs that you want to play that you haven't played, that you didn't get to play in Vegas?
I keep getting killed by my team for saying this, but you just got to say the truth. When I pay, and I pay my money, I go stand in my seat, see the guys I love. When they come here, if they've got a new album out, I'm a fan. I'll eventually get it. But I came to hear the old stuff. I came to hear the stuff I fell in love with it. So when Straight comes to town, I want to hear him roll my way. I want to hear, once you get past that roll by morning, he's got 60 of them to choose from, so that's kind of tough.
Unfair.
So what I don't hear up there, I'll hear in my, player all the way home, whatever. So our thing is what we've always done. We'll play our old stuff. We've been playing our old stuff since day one. And then when a new album comes out, you string a little bit of it in. I remember trying The River for the first time. I remember trying Shameless for the first time, which was not a good experience, because people just, And then over time, that becomes the old stuff and what they want to hear. So it's pretty cool. They'll also bring their signs, hopefully. If this is a building that allows them, if they bring their signs, they'll tell you what they want to hear. And
You wrecked me.
What's that?
You wrecked me.
Yes.
This is my sign.
Thank you very much. The piano lick on that song was yes. I love that song. That's a fun song to do. So hopefully you'll see that stuff and be able to communicate that way. But the way we look at it is, I don't know if you guys have been seeing this, but your mass transit system has a timeout. So Friday and Saturday we put out bulletins to everybody. There's no opening act. We're going to start at 7. Going to get it done and get people in and out of there, hopefully out of there within full, not that it shortchanges or anything. So you'll watch what you do, but on the other shows, Thursday and Sunday, it's like you'll do the songs that you say you have to, and I enjoy doing those songs. But if you got other songs out on top of it, it just means you're out there longer, which again, you're just eating ice cream longer. So I'm fine with wherever they want to go on songs that vary from the ones that you're going to play. Yes, sir.
speaking of the music, with the new record, did you find it difficult to pick and choose which songs would make the record?
Yeah, didn't trust my pen a lot. Odd little circle that happens in time. They told me this would happen and I never believed them. It's funny, the songwriters in Nashville now, probably over half of the new ones grew up on Garth Brooks music. So even though my pen was rusty and I didn't trust it, there was a lot of Garth things I found. You Wreck Me is one of them. It's very Garth. A song called All American Comeback Kid, that's very Garth. You can stick that right next to Alabama Clay off the first record. I don't think you'd notice the difference. So that was cool. And then one of the hard things is, oh my God, here's a hit, but I've already sang that. You know, I've already sang Shakes, or I've already sang Friends in Low Places, and this song, so it's got to be a big song for somebody else. Because then if I do it, it just sounds like you're trying to rehash old stuff. So those things come into play. Too, that you never dreamed of when you were a kid, starting out that, you know, that if you were lucky enough to be in this business long enough, that would become part of a hurdle that you have to get around. Yes? Anybody? Sorry, I thought I had two. Yes?
Yeah, just to clarify one thing about the Friday and Saturday shows, when you say there's no opening, does that mean that Trish is going to do something in the middle of your show since people won't be getting
Oh,
her
very
opening
good.
stuff?
So for people that don't know how the show is, we have an opening act. Her name is Karen Rochelle.
Oh, okay.
Then I come out. Miss Sherwood always comes out in the middle of our shows.
Oh, okay.
So she'll have her own entrance, her own song, all that stuff, and then the set and the rig kind of takes on a different thing. I leave. Trisha does her show. I come back. So it's fun if she can get me off the stage. This depends. I love being in front of people. I love singing, but I also love being wherever she's at. So it's cool to stay out there while she's playing. Yes.
Do you listen to much new country music? If so, do you have any favorite artists, any favorite songs right now?
Yeah, I mean, there's Chris asked, what do you do about new music and stuff? There's a song on this album that I love called, sorry, I just brain farted on you. I'm thinking about, it's Jason Aldean who's opened up a whole new path. And there's a song called Cold Like That on this new record that I don't think would have been on a country record if it wasn't for guys like Jason Aldean. So it's funny how the young guys open up avenues for older guys sometimes. There's a guy named Joe Nichols. If you're a country music fan at all, you hear him, you go Haggard, but he's too young for Haggard. And then you dig in, you find out he's Whitley, which Whitley was Frizzell influenced. Haggard was Frizzell influenced. So they all tie together, you know. So it's a wonderful history there. Females, the one regret I'm having right now is we don't have enough females on radio. I mean, let's certainly say enough. We should be embarrassed that we just don't have 80 right now. So little Miranda Lambert, I think, is investing in the songs, which I think is cool, because all her stuff sounds different from the one she just did, but they're all cool. A guy in the pop world that's doing that for me right now is Bruno Mars, so I think she's following that path. I'm anxious to hear what the next thing she's going to do is, because I know it's going to be different from what she did last time. I'm going to like it. And so that's a mark of a great artist that can find songs. You guys have been very sweet to me. If you guys are coming to the show, I hope you have fun. Bring your helmet. It's going to be loud. Thank you.
Thank you.